Hello, my dear friends, and welcome. If you are new here, I'm so happy you found your way to this channel today. And if you are one of my returning friends, thank you so much for coming back and spending this time with me. It truly means so much to me, and I never take your presence here for granted. Today, I want to talk to you from a very honest place. In fact, I think this may be one of the most important conversations I could have with you. Because some lessons in life arrive gently, and some arrive after years of struggle, heartache, confusion, and trying to make sense of things we wish we had understood much sooner. And today, I want to share some of those lessons with you. The title of this video is, I Learned This Too Late, so listen now. Now, I don't say that dramatically. I say it tenderly. Because when we are young, we often think wisdom is something abstract, something older people say, something we can admire without truly absorbing. We think we have time to figure it out later. We think life will explain itself in a neat and orderly way. But life doesn't usually work like that. Life teaches in layers. Life teaches in hindsight. Life teaches through losses, disappointments, waiting, loving, failing, trying again, and sometimes simply surviving. And if I can spare even one of you some unnecessary pain, or help one of you see something sooner than I did, then this conversation today will be worth it. So make yourself comfortable, settle in with me, and let's talk heart to heart. The first thing I learned too late is that peace is far more valuable than being right. Oh, how much energy we waste in life trying to be understood, trying to prove our point, trying to make someone else finally see what they did, what they said, how they hurt us, or why we were right all along. And perhaps sometimes we were right. Perhaps many times we were right. But do you know what I have finally come to understand? Being right does not always bring peace. Sometimes you can win the argument and still lose your calm. You can prove your case and still feel exhausted. You can spend years replaying a conversation in your mind, editing your response, defending yourself to someone who is not even listening anymore. And all the while, your peace slips quietly out the door. I learned too late that not every misunderstanding needs to be corrected. Not every accusation needs to be answered. Not every wrong done to us needs to become a lifelong courtroom in the mind. Sometimes the wiser thing is to let people be wrong about you. Sometimes the wiser thing is to stop trying to explain yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. Sometimes the wiser thing is simply to say, this is costing me too much peace. That does not mean you have no backbone. It does not mean you are weak. It means you have matured enough to know that your nervous system, your emotional well-being, and your inner calm are too precious to sacrifice on the altar of endless proving. I wish I had understood that much sooner. The second thing I learned too late is that people do not always change just because you love them well. Now that is a painful lesson. Many of us, especially women, spend years believing that if we are patient enough, kind enough, loyal enough, understanding enough, forgiving enough, then surely the people we love will eventually rise to meet us. Surely they will appreciate us. Surely they will soften. Surely they will become more honest, more present, more loving, more responsible, more emotionally available. And sometimes people do grow. Sometimes love does help heal and steady a person, but not always. And I learned too late that love is not magic if the other person has no willingness to do their own inner work. You cannot heal someone by abandoning yourself. You cannot love someone into maturity when they are committed to remaining selfish. You cannot carry a whole relationship on your back forever and call it love. What a heartbreaking thing it is when a woman gives years of her life trying to earn from someone what they were never prepared to give: respect, tenderness, consistency, truth, reciprocity. I wish more women understood this earlier. Your love is precious, but it is not meant to be spent trying to resurrect dead effort in another person. Love them, yes. Pray for them, perhaps. Care if you can, but do not disappear inside someone else's unfinished becoming. The third thing I learned too late is that time is not something to casually spend. When you are younger, time feels renewable. Even when you know it matters, it still feels as though there is plenty of it, plenty of years left, plenty of chances left, plenty of opportunities to say the thing, do the thing, become the thing, fix the thing. But the years teach you otherwise. At a certain point, you begin to understand that time is not just a resource, it is your life in pieces. An afternoon is a piece of your life. A year is a piece of your life. A decade is a piece of your life. And I learned too late how much of mine I had given away to worry, resentment, self-doubt, people-pleasing, postponing joy, and waiting for the right time. The right time to begin. The right time to leave. The right time to say no. The right time to take the trip. The right time to take care of myself. The right time to stop tolerating what I knew was draining me. But life is not always generous with perfect timing, and sometimes the right time is simply when you finally wake up. I wish I had understood earlier that you do not have to wait until you feel fearless to make a necessary change. You do not have to wait until everyone approves. You do not have to wait until every detail is arranged. Sometimes life opens when we begin imperfectly. Now, I am not saying we should all rush around impulsively, not at all. But I am saying that a life of endless hesitation is its own regret. If something in your spirit has been speaking to you for a long time, listen now. The fourth thing I learned too late is that being needed is not the same as being loved. Oh, this is such a subtle lesson and such an important one. Many women, especially over the years, become indispensable to everyone around them. They are the reliable one, the one who remembers everything, the one who helps, the one who fixes things, the one who smooths things over, the one who gives and gives and gives. And being needed can feel like love, especially if we are hungry for connection or purpose. But being needed and being loved are not the same thing. Some people will gladly need you without ever truly cherishing you. They will lean on you, call you, ask of you, rely on you, even praise you for being so wonderful, and yet never really ask how you are. Never protect your energy, never notice when you are depleted, never give back in the ways that matter. And because women are often taught to derive worth from service, many don't recognize the imbalance until they are very tired. I learned too late that a relationship is not healthy simply because I am useful in it. A healthy relationship nourishes. It sees you, it considers you, it values your humanity, not just your availability. I wish I had learned much sooner that being loved means you can exhale. It means your needs matter too. It means you do not always have to earn your place by overgiving. Please listen to me on this one. If the only time people reach for you is when they need something, be very honest with yourself about what kind of connection that really is. The fifth thing I learned too late is that your body is listening to your life. Now, I think many of us know this intellectually. We know stress is bad. We know rest matters. We know food matters, movement matters, sleep matters. We know these things. But knowing is not always the same as honoring. I learned too late how much the body keeps score. The sleeplessness, the constant tension, the overwork, the swallowed emotions, the grief left unspoken, the pressure to keep going no matter what, the years of neglect while taking care of everyone else. The body listens to all of it, and eventually it begins to answer back, with fatigue, with anxiety, with inflammation, with heaviness, with aches we didn't expect, with the quiet but unmistakable message, you cannot keep living against yourself. I wish I had understood earlier that caring for yourself is not selfish. It is not vanity. It is not laziness. It is not indulgence. It is responsibility. A walk matters. A deep breath matters. Drinking water matters. Reducing chaos matters. Getting your checkups matters. Stretching matters. Light matters. Sunshine matters. Laughter matters. Peace matters. And perhaps above all, the way you speak to your own body matters. So many women talk to themselves in ways they would never dream of speaking to someone they loved. Too old, too fat, too wrinkled, too tired, too late. No, your body is not your enemy. It is your lifelong companion. It has carried you through heartbreak, work, childbirth, illness, joy, grief, disappointment, and all the ordinary effort of being alive. It deserves more reverence than criticism. The sixth thing I learned too late is that silence can become a prison. There are things we do not say because we want to keep the peace. There are truths we do not speak because we are afraid of the consequences. There are feelings we bury because we do not want to be difficult, dramatic, needy, emotional, or misunderstood. So we remain silent. We do not say, "That hurt me." We do not say, "I am unhappy." We do not say, "This is too much for me." We do not say, "I need help." We do not say, "No." We do not say, "I love you." We do not say, "I forgive you." We do not say, "I am scared." We do not say, "I cannot keep pretending." And life goes on. From the outside, everything may look quite fine, but inside, that silence begins to harden. I learned too late that what is left unsaid does not disappear. It sinks deeper. It becomes resentment. It becomes loneliness. It becomes distance. It becomes the ache of not having lived truthfully. Now, not every truth needs to be spoken in anger. Not every conversation needs to be dramatic. But honest living requires an honest voice. If you love someone, say it. If something matters, say it. If something is breaking your heart, say it. If you cannot continue as you have been, say it. I wish I had learned earlier that silence may protect a moment, but it often steals years. The seventh thing I learned too late is that almost everyone is carrying something invisible. Age has softened me in this way. When I was younger, I think I was quicker to interpret people by their behavior alone. If they were short with me, I assumed unkindness. If they were distant, I assumed disinterest. If they disappointed me, I focused only on the disappointment. But the longer I have lived, the more I have understood that so many people are carrying private burdens: grief, fear, regret, financial strain, loneliness, health worries, shame, family pain, exhaustion, disappointment no one knows about. And this doesn't excuse cruel behavior, of course. We are still responsible for how we treat others. But compassion grows when you realize that human beings are often struggling more than they show. I learned too late that gentleness is rarely wasted. A thoughtful word, a little patience, a soft tone, a kind assumption, a willingness not to make everything personal. These things matter. The world has enough sharpness in it already. It has enough rushing, enough judging, enough coldness. If age gives us anything beautiful, I think one of those gifts can be a softer heart without becoming a foolish one. The eighth thing I learned too late is that home is not a place to impress people. It is a place to heal. Now, this can apply to an actual home, yes, but also to the atmosphere of your life. How many years do women spend trying to make everything look right? The house right, the holiday right, the dinner right, the appearance right, the family image right, everything polished and presentable. And yet, beneath all of that effort, some women are deeply tired. I learned too late that what matters most is not whether your life looks impressive, it is whether your life feels livable. Can you rest in your own home? Can you breathe there? Can you be yourself there? Can you sit quietly without anxiety filling the room? Can your soul recover there? A beautiful life is not always the most decorated one. Often it is the one with the most peace. A chair by the window, a cup of tea, a quiet corner, clean sheets, a warm lamp in the evening, a bit of order, a bit of softness, a space that supports rather than depletes. I wish I had understood earlier that comfort is not frivolous and peace is not laziness. Creating a life that calms your spirit is one of the wisest things you can do. The ninth thing I learned too late is that you do not have to become hard to become wise. Now, this one matters to me very much. Life can make people hard if they let it. Pain can do that. Betrayal can do that. Loss can do that. Disappointment, aging, loneliness, and repeated hurt can all begin to close the heart. And I understand why it happens. But I learned too late that wisdom and hardness are not the same thing. You can have boundaries and still be warm. You can be discerning and still be kind. You can protect your peace and still remain loving. You can say no and still be gracious. You can know better without becoming bitter. That, to me, is one of the most beautiful forms of maturity. Not innocence, no. Life has taught you too much for that. But neither cynicism nor coldness. A kind of seasoned tenderness, a clearer heart, a wiser softness. I wish I had understood sooner that growing older does not ask us to become smaller, meaner, or more guarded than necessary. It asks us to become truer. And finally, the thing I learned too late that perhaps matters most of all is this. What really matters in life is much simpler than I once thought. It is not constant achievement. It is not endless striving. It is not winning every argument. It is not pleasing everyone. It is not looking perfect. It is not having the most. It is not proving your worth over and over again. What matters is much quieter than that. Peace matters. Love matters. Health matters. Time matters. Truth matters. Home matters. Laughter matters. Dignity matters. A clear conscience matters. A few sincere people matter. The ability to enjoy an ordinary day matters. The courage to begin again matters. The willingness to forgive matters. The grace to let go matters. And perhaps most of all, being able to live with yourself in honesty matters. At the end of the day, when the noise settles and the world becomes quiet, can you sit with your own soul and feel that you have lived in a way that is real? That question matters more than almost anything else. So yes, I learned these things too late, later than I wish I had, later than would have saved me some sorrow, later than would have spared me some wasted years. But perhaps this is what life does. It ripens us slowly. It shows us little by little. And if we are fortunate, we reach a stage where we can finally say, "Now I see it. Now I understand." And if I understand it now, then I want to tell you now. Do not wait forever to protect your peace. Do not wait forever to say what you mean. Do not wait forever to care for your health. Do not wait forever to stop chasing people who do not value you. Do not wait forever to create a life that feels good on the inside. Do not wait forever to live more truthfully. Whatever age you are, there is still something here for you. There is still time to adjust, still time to release, still time to speak, still time to begin, still time to choose differently. And that to me is a very beautiful thing. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If this conversation touched your heart, I would love for you to tell me in the comments which of these lessons you learned the hard way, or which one you wish you had understood sooner. Your comments are always so heartfelt, so wise, and such a comfort to this whole community. And until next time, please do something kind for yourself today. Sit in the sun for a few minutes. Make a lovely cup of tea. Call someone you love. Tidy a little corner of your home, or simply place your hand on your heart and remind yourself that it is not too late to live more gently and more truthfully. Thank you again, and I hope to see you in my next video.